Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers, Abba Yahweh coming back at another cold cut. Let's give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, it's going to be a cold cut just going into, you woke up this morning, you alive. A lot of the stuff that we deal with, a lot of the temptations, a lot of people say they have good days, bad days. The point is, you had a day. A lot of people don't have a days. A lot of people's days are been cut off for years and years on end. And you have an opportunity, every day you wake up to make something out of it. Whether it be good, whether it be bad, you had a day. And that's the point. Listen to Matthew chapter 6 and verse number 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Right? What does it mean? Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Right? All that means is that you have demons and you have certain trials and tribulations you have to fight today. You're trying to take thought of tomorrow and the day after that and the weeks after that. That's cool. You can plan, but still understand you got to make it to the end of the night today. A lot of people that passed away. You don't think they had plans for the next week? You don't think they had plans for the next day? You don't think they had to run errands the end of the week? Guess what? The Lord cut them off in the land of the living that day. You have to really cherish the days that you have. You don't really know what day. You don't really know if you're gonna make it to tomorrow. We want to be hopeful and optimistic, Shalakia, and not pessimistic. That's fine, but you really don't know if you're gonna make it to tomorrow. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 1. You want to cherish the times that you have now, every day. You had a bad day. All praise to the Most High, because you had a day on this earth. This Proverbs 27 and 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. So the Lord said, don't boast yourself of tomorrow. Don't, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna live tomorrow. Man, we gonna be here next week. Jake in the world, man, come on, man. We're gonna be here next week, man. What you trying to do next week? Well, you don't really know what's gonna go, what's gonna happen. Man, look, we're gonna be here 2 years from now. What you trying to do 3 years from now? When your kid's 20 years old, what are you trying to, you don't know that. You have no idea what's gonna happen to you. You don't. And sometimes we speak pridefully saying, these things, you don't know. The Lord said, don't boast yourself of tomorrow. If the Lord wanted to cut you off today, the Lord can cut you off today. If the Lord wanted to cut you off tomorrow, he can cut you off tomorrow. It's all up to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9. It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse number 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Yeah, whatever your hand finds to do, whatever you rock forth your work at, hey, do it with your might, man. Do it with everything you can. Because once you go down to the grave, once you go down to the pit, there is nothing you can do. Once you 6 feet below, once you with dust, ashes, and worms, there is no praising the Most High. The dead cannot praise the Lord, man. The Lord is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. There is no all praise to the Most High in the grave. That doesn't exist. So whether you had a good day, whether you had a bad day, the point is you had a day. And we got to make sure that we understand, like, you got to be thankful for these things. You got to be thankful for what the Lord has given you. You got to be thankful for the trials and tribulations the Lord has imparted us with every single day. Whether we feel good, whether we feel bad, the point is you got to be on this earth. Let me go to the book of Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach, man, real quick. We got to be on this earth, and that's and that's beautiful. This is Sirach chapter 17 and verse number 1. The Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. So the Lord gave man a few days and a short time. You don't really have a long 80 years is not a long time, man. Not my grandmother, she died at 93. She lived a full life. No, she didn't live a full life, man. Noah lived a full life, man. Right? Adam, Methuselah, Enoch, they lived full lives. They lived for hundreds of years, man. You know? They lived for hundreds of years. 90 years is not a full life, man. You know, Moses was in his strength when he died. And he was over 100 years old. Aaron, when he died, man. You know, a lot of our forefathers, they weren't, you know, dying at 50 and 60 years old. That just wasn't what was going on in the ancient world. Now, that's what's going on. Man is getting cut off like nothing. King David also even told you in Psalm chapter 90 and verse 10. Let's go to this book of Psalm chapter 90. You have to cherish every single day of your life, man. In Psalm chapter 90 and verse number 10, the days of our years are 60 years and 10. A score is 20. Right? So 60 and 10, it says, man, that's nothing. That's nothing. Right? And it says, and if by reason of strength they be 80 years. So yeah, you may be 70 years, and by reason of strength, if you make it, you may be 80 years old. But if you 80 years old in America, Great Britain, any other country that you at, you have a heart defibrillator. You got all types of medicine and pills in your box, man. You can't really, if you make it to 80 years old, do you think you leaping over walls? Do you think you're jumping over do you even think you're jumping, period? Do you think you're running? What do you think you're doing at 80 years old in America? What is the average 80-year-old doing in America? Is he at the park right now? Is he running laps? Is he playing basketball? Is he? Is she? Is she swimming laps in the pool? That's not happening. That's not happening. Most likely, what are you doing? You're in a wheelchair. You're rocking back and forth. You're in a damn home somewhere getting smacked in the back of the head. Your kids over there traveling the world and you just there, you're barely talking. I mean, that's by reason of strength. And it says, the days of our years are 80 years and 10, and if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength labor in sorrow, for it is soon cut off and we fly away. Yeah, and guess what? Not too soon after that, you have a funeral and you cut off, you fly away, and guess what? You're done. Your bit on this earth has been expired. You live 80, 90 years, you're done. You out of here, man. We have to cherish every single day that we're on this earth, whether it be good or whether it be bad. Sirach chapter 17 verse 2 again, he gave them few days in a short time. Yeah, 90 years is a few days in a short time. And power also the things therein. Let's go to Sirach chapter 18 and verse 5. Who shall number the strength of his majesty, and who shall also tell out his mercies? Actually, let me jump down to verse 9. Yep. The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years. So, man, the number of man's days, most, it's gonna be 100 years, man. You may have people, you got people on the news. This person's 105 years old, man. The oldest living person in the world, the oldest living person in our country, 105 years old, man. When you had our forefathers that was literally living to 500, 600, 700, 800 years old due to righteousness, right? But what? As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand, man, so 1,000 years to the days of eternity. So 1,000 years is like a gravel stone into a sand. 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven is nothing. We barely live to 100 years old. The Lord said, if you live into 1,000 years, that's like a stone in a pit of sand. Imagine going to a beach, your local beach. And if you're at if you're not at a place where, we have beaches, you're in the middle of, Idaho somewhere, then look up beaches, man. Look up certain beaches and look at a grain of sand compared to a beach. It's infinite. 1,000 years is nothing to an infinite time. A drop of water or a drop of rain into the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean is nothing. A drop of water is 1,000 years into the damn ocean. That's nothing. That's what the Lord is basically saying. You gotta really understand that comparison. So when we're living to 90, 100 years old, You have to cherish every single day you're on this earth. You have to take advantage of every single day that you're on this earth. And if you're not, you going off. If you're not, you're going off, man. You think you're wasting days. Let me go to the book of Isaiah chapter 40. Right? It's Isaiah chapter 40 and verse number 7. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Yeah, you got, my so-called parents say, you're going to blink one day, you're going to be 45. And I understand it. You're going to blink, you're going to be, damn 60 one day, man. Because they understand it. But at the same time, yeah, because you don't have a long time on this earth. So make the best of every single day, whether it be good or whether it be bad. I'm going to keep saying it. You had a day today. A lot of people don't have days. I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh in the name of Son Yahweh Shai, and bid it mighty strong. Shalom.